In a world wrought with struggle and strife, a world rich with beauty and grandeur, a world where peril lies around every corner, a world of casting and pony. One group steps up to share the perspective of the masses in this, the World of Warcraft. We are PWNCAST, the voice of the players.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Is
Welcome
out
back
of control
for listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 71, and we are in patch 6.2. I am your Warlock host, Belle. I had to do that, guys, because we never would have started. So for those of you wondering what just happened, these guys like to troll me before the show, and they like to do any and everything they can to avoid me doing the intro. So I had to make that. Look at Bryce's face, like a giant child.
I wasn't finished talking. How dare you?
I can't even deal with these guys. But
I was talking about stigmatisms before for the people to know.
You don't even know I was even talking about when stigmatism was happening.
Yes, and she didn't, and she didn't wait for my computer to update my Steam. So
No, I did not wait. I'm terrible. So, but as you can see, I did bring all the riders with me. I did bring the mage who seems to be setting his Hearthstone in another location. Frieza.
It is true. Nothing's on stone. You know, everything's just in the open right now. But there is a chance that I will be going to Fort Worth, Texas, which is in Dallas, and that's going to happen at the end of this month, the next couple days, or it'll happen mid next month. It's hard to say.
You mean somewhere where it doesn't rain like every day of the week?
Yeah, exactly, somewhere. And if it does rain, it smells like swamp.
So we need all you nerds out there to send some good vibes his way, hoping his bosses are going to let him still go to BlizzCon. So
yeah, it's hard to say.
We don't know if he's still going to be able to attend with us. So.
And this one thing for the fans to know too. Like, you know, I was when I went for my interview, they asked me if I was able to travel, and I said, sure, I can travel wherever you want me to go. And I thought they would wait for me to be there for a year or 2 years before they sent me off somewhere.
You get hired next day. So we'll
pretty much. It's only been 2 months, and they're like, hey, by the way, you're leaving. And I was like, oh no, but I can't say no. So I was just like,
for life, we know it's money.
Yeah, it's life.
But hopefully your bosses will understand the importance of BlizzCon. So yeah, that being
I already bought those tickets.
Yeah.
We'll just swing by our way and just kidnap his ass on the way out to.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I threw somebody in my trunk.
I might get sick. I might get sick for 3 days.
I feel a cough due to colds coming on.
You look sick.
Or gonorrhea, possibly.
Gonorrhea?
I'm just saying.
Ebola, why not? It's going around.
There's no shame when it comes to trying to get off work to go to BlizzCon. We know no shame around here. I did also bring the Death Knight, who is seriously addicted to online bidding, Lycan.
I have 11 more hours left, and I will have a Frostborn for $2. I can't wait to wait.
Can I burst your bubble and let you know that the last 20 minutes of the auction is going to be when it goes up to the actual price?
Especially if I find that sale on eBay.
Nope.
It's like the auction house. You think you're winning, and then the last 5 minutes, all of a sudden, you're outbid.
I will come down to Australia and kick your ass. I don't care if you are 8'5", but I'll come down to Australia and kick your ass.
Shots fired. Ooh.
I'll just come down and steal yours.
I'm pretty
that.
We are glad that you are here. I did also bring the shaman who makes the Frostmourne look like a letter opener. Huge bloke.
It's true. I do. Because if you remember from a few episodes ago, we have the letter opener one, aka Bill's size Frostmourne. But then this is what Lycan's trying to bid on right now, and as you can see, like it just
still looks like a letter opener.
Yeah, it's true. Like I carve my catalogs up with that thing, and
it's beautiful.
To maim a kangaroo in a
I
way,
see some pictures of you on your Facebook, and you are literally like the tallest person in the world. I knew you were like tall, but I seen you next to like short people, and I was like, whoa, like you're really.
Mrs. Hughes like hates it because I was like, oh, you're so short, and she's like, I'm not short. I'm a normal people. No, you're not. And then you see us in a photo together. She looks like a tiny line, like tiny little.
Yeah, but you're like you're not even normal. She's right. I'm gonna side with her on this one. She's normal.
I want to see a picture with you and Weenie. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a little awkward, really. I'm going to feel... It's going to be like his little pet.
I'm terrified. I'm genuinely scared of going to BlizzCon and like
Stepping on everybody? I mean, I don't understand.
At least he's gonna be able to see everything.
Right?
Yeah.
I came up with a battle plan. I came up with a battle plan for it. If you know the Argent Squires that you can get, the little pets.
Oh.
When you summon them, they've got like the little flagpole thing up the back of them. I'm gonna stick one on Weenie and Bill just so I know where they are at all times and
Awesome.
Also, so I don't
You're gonna need
lose you in
You're
the crowd.
gonna need like one of them car beepy things to find me because I'm gonna be doing things. I got a mission to find in stock lore, and when I say stock, I mean just casually walk behind him when he's walking places to try to be his friend. And then now that I know Will Wheaton's going, I mean that's gonna be a thing. Me and Soiled, who is also AKA Eric, he's gonna do like an intervention so that I can like. We haven't really decided what we're gonna do when this happens. We just know.
Oh, hey, I just happen to have one too many margaritas.
I just
don't mind the roofies in it.
I just want to be their friend. Like, I don't want to be creepy and, like, get them to sign my forehead. I just want to, like, mingle and, you know, hold them and never let go.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. I'm like, I think there's more to this, and there it was right there.
So if anybody gets arrested at BlizzCon, you guys know it was me because
We'll see if we can't get Mike to help us out.
I know, because we have him on speed dial, right?
Right.
So, news, we don't have really a ton of news. The patch is coming, so with the patch, I'm sure there'll be a ton of fuckery that happens after the patch. I'm sure there'll be tons of stuff for us to report on. But in the meantime, the Arena Skirmish bonus event it started yesterday, the 28th, and goes until the 31st, which is Monday, right? Tuesday.
Right.
Monday.
Well, it's Monday till, midnight?
Yeah, okay. For some reason, I was thinking today was the 28th, but it's not. So make sure you guys get in there and make that happen. That'll get you guys your additional conquest points that do not count towards your weekly cap. So it's really good if you're trying to honor gear and alt, or conquest gear and alt for that week. Also, the Dark Moon Seesaw is apparently coming to the Dark Moon Fair, and it's exactly what you think it is. It's a seesaw, and it's a consumable, correct?
Yes. I can't wait for it. It looks cute. You get to set up
anywhere. Does it give you any kind of buff, or it's just...
No.
Oh.
Just a random seesaw you can put down.
Okay.
I'm still yet to weigh up whether that is going to be worth the 15-20 minutes that it's going to take me to earn the tokens to buy the damn thing.
I'm waiting to see if they're ever going to introduce the stripper pole for Frieza, because I know that would be pretty... He would just randomly pop up in Goldshire and be like, I have a stripper pole.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'll do. If it's usable in arenas, even better.
I'm going to petition to somebody over at Blizzard and see if we can get your stripper pole put in. I mean, they've done a lot worse things for people, so I mean,
it's true.
They'll get to that once they put bacon in the game. Don't make me start on that again.
Because it's not.
Oh, I love it.
It's the Gore Tusk. Isn't that their version of the pig?
No, they said they were going to put actual bacon.
Yes.
2 BlizzCons.
Yeah, remember it.
Bacon should be like a buff you put on yourself. Like you eat it and you get like a nice buff for having. Oh, I went.
So once they get bacon out the way, then we can go for strip poles.
See all the raptors start coming out of the bushes, come eat the bacon.
But the bacon get a buff like the RNG gods are pleased, and
this is why we're not allowed to be in charge of anything. This is the reason nobody asks us to do shit, because we would wreck all of the things. That's awesome. Also, 10% off Blizzard gear using the Wowhead10 code. This is good until October 1st. So go to the gear store, use the promo code Wowhead10, which is just the number, not spelled out, and you guys will get yourself a 10%. I think it's off the total order, so pretty swanky. That'll at least save you shipping or tax or whatever they got there. But they got a lot of cool stuff there. A lot of mugs I would like to have. A lot of coffee mugs I would like to have for my collection.
I want more of these things. These are amazing, the canvases. I got one, and I have to Pokemon them. I need the rest of them now. They're awesome.
Like, what did you... Well, I think American dollars are like $40, $50. What did you pay in Goombot?
61, 62, something like that.
Okay, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad, but they're awesome. I can't... words not good. That's how good they are.
Solid description, bloke.
Thank you.
That was
No, I
Exactly what you mean.
two
I
thumbs
didn't
up.
know
I'm
what to
speechless.
expect. Like, I didn't know whether it'd be a poster or just
Oh
like a really.
yeah, if it was gonna be like ghetto.
But it's like a full proper stretch frame print, like, and it's crystal clear as well. So if you've got the spare cash, get them, because there's one for every expansion that they've ever done, including the original. So I think there's 6 all up.
Bless them.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So
Oh, wait, go.
September 1st, which is Tuesday, patch 6.2.2, flying is going to be introduced. So if you've gotten your Pathfinder achievement, you're going to be able to fly. Mercenary mode for PvP, whether you may or may not like it, regardless, it's happening. So it's going to be there. You can try that out or not try it out or stand around and bitch about it or post on the forums how much you hate your life and how much Blizzard fucking sucks. It's cool. Keep in mind. We don't even...
Well, that escalated quickly.
That got pretty hardcore quick. Yes.
So yeah, that's I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are really upset about the mercenary mode, so I'm not really sure. I don't want to be all excited about it and people be like, wow, she's a douchebag. So I just don't know what to say. Yeah, right.
Just hold off. Just hold off.
Yeah, she is really. The new weekly quests, we talked about last week, the new weekly quests are going to be added as a catch-up mechanic for the legendary, for High Mall and Blackrock Foundry. For your main and as well as your alt if you're kind of slow on the legendary train. Also, some things to note. Here's some toys that are going to be added to the toy box for the patch. The Cursed Feather of Ixon?
That sounds about right.
Anybody that's out there, I'm sure you'll correct me via comment, and that's okay, because I don't always say the right things. Ixon, I think? Ixon?
Right.
I don't really know.
Ixon? I don't know.
Safari hat, which I'm stoked about, because, hi, it's a frickin' safari hat. Frieza, your troll would look great with a safari hat.
He would no.
He's like,
I
no.
disagree with that.
It's not skimpy enough.
But see, the safari hat takes a lot of pet battles, so you'll never have one.
Oh, forget it.
I don't want that
Forget it.
safari hat anyway.
I'm out.
I've already
5
seen.
minutes ago, and now that me and Frieza learned we got a pet battle, we don't want anything to do with it.
Nope.
I'm out.
The Shard of Arkstone, Throbbing Blood Orb, because who doesn't want that in their toy box? I mean, sign me up. What is that? Like, and I know you know what the Throbbing Blood Orb
It
is.
turns you into, I believe, a felt orc. I have the thing, not a felt orc, but just an orc, and you
that
can
kind of
jump around.
Got it.
Because I use it to get up on the second floor of the barn to try to find that damn glass of milk, and I still haven't found it for the cow.
Yet another toy we don't care about because
Right.
it's not that kind of throbbing orb. So.
No, not that kind of throbbing orb.
My biggest issue with pet battles is I can't get over the whole Pokemon thing. I'm having a very hard time getting over that. So every time I go into a battle, I'm like, I hear like the background's going all fast, and he's like, do a spinning kick, whatever, and then the
Pokemon
crab
song is playing in my head as we speak.
Yeah.
I just want to point out there is a Pokemon add-on so that it changes the interface
It does.
to be a
It does.
Pokemon that has the music and everything.
No.
So you should definitely
No.
download it, Frozen.
No, I can't. I can't handle it.
I used to collect Pokemon. Remember Pogs? You guys were. I mean, we're all nerds.
I was
certainly
Pogs.
remember Pogs.
Mhm.
I loved.
I had Slammers.
Australians
I had
don't have Pogs. Oh, the Slammers! No.
Slammers.
we
Yes.
And we
you
had
would go to
Tazos
school.
too.
You would hustle all the other kids for their Pogs.
Yes.
Remember?
Now, let me tell you guys a story about Pogs real quick since we're on that. So I went to the mall, and I don't know, maybe I was 8 years old, and they actually had Pog stores. There was actually outlets that were just for Pogs, and I went in there, and they let us use Slammers, and if you slammed certain ones that went out of the things, they would give you a discount on them, like you pay a quarter for like 5 of them or whatever. Anyways, we used to go in there and hit the Slammers, right? Well, I went in there and we hit the Slammers down, whatever, and we didn't buy nothing because we're broke, we're little kids. So we walk out of there, we go to the car, and I look in my pocket, and I have a Pog in there. And I said, oh, this Pog must have fell into my pocket when I was slamming stuff. So I don't steal. So I went and told my grandma and said, hey, I found a Pog in my pocket. She's just, you're not going to steal.
Yeah, now you're not
Just
going to heaven.
completely beats me in the middle of the parking lot. Then she drags me back inside the store to apologize to the guy for stealing a pog. He gives me the thing because I got all beat. He gives me the pog, and then I go home, and my grandma tells my mom that I stole a pog at the mall, and I got beat again.
Now you're a hardened criminal who held them up at gunpoint.
I know, and I didn't even steal it. I should have just kept it, and I would have not got beat.
That's
Poor
But,
Friday
yeah.
walks by Pogs now and he starts having flashbacks being twice. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
Hit me! Don't hit me!
I was just about to say, Blizzard, if you're listening, I'd love to see Warcraft folks.
You're
Yeah.
the fucking G,
Bring
though.
it-
I love
bring
her.
it
She beat
back.
the damn. She beat the shit out of you.
Just,
For those of
Yeah.
you that saw, people walk into my office in the middle of the show and they just start doing this, and my 16-year-old has no respect for everybody's type. She just came in here squawking about, I don't even know what it was. But last night on stream, she came running in here talking about her girl stuff, and the whole stream was like, wait, what just happened?
Nice.
she's like, I'm alive. Did you know I'm alive?
I'm like, hey, by the way, the whole stream just heard about your monthly girl stuff, and she's like, oh my God, Mom. And I'm like, to be fair, I stream the same time every Friday. It's not news. So it was, that's the life of teenagers, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys have minis at home, just know that at some point they're going to turn into
If
that.
the headphones are on,
I
all
don't,
right, there's people that are listening.
oh, that
That's
was too
the
funny.
golden rule.
So, Throbbing Blood Orb, that's where we love.
Yeah, I didn't
Right.
like that name at all. I thought of all kinds of stuff when I heard that, but let's leave that off the air.
Like I said, it's so benign because it only turns you into a Bleeding Hollow clan member, and that's it.
Doesn't sound fun at all. Not even remotely sexual either. That's not fun.
It's like when
I
the
don't know.
doctor comes in, he's like, you have a throbbing, throbbing blood orb in your vein. You're like, oh great, I'm gonna die. Thank you.
You're all thanks for the aneurysm. You're cool. So also, I don't know. I don't think we talked about this last week, but with the patch, they've got Ashran Deserter mechanic. Now we all hate Ashran. I know. I don't want to send Friza on the rant, but one of the reasons. One of the issues with Ashran currently is the way that they have the queue set up, that people come in and then they see that there's only like 10 people, and instead of waiting to have the party fill up, they leave. So Ashran's instituting a deserter mechanic. So upon entering, players receive a 5-minute buff called Ashran Tour of Duty. If the player leaves an Ashran match before that buff expires, they get a 10-minute debuff called the Recreant. And it'll be basically you can't join another Ashran match. I think it's kind of crappy. I think they should have made it where you can't join any PvP battles, but I mean,
Wait,
it's whatever.
so basically,
Repeat
if
that
you
again.
do it because there's not enough people, they're going to punish you by making
No, what it is, and
and
what
not
it is, it's when people come in, they don't give it just a few minutes for it to fill up. Just like with any 40, 25 man, anything you're doing when you're trying to fill up, like Friza knows the pain of when you're trying to get RBGs. When you're trying to, like, let's say you're looking for that last healer, people don't wait.
It's the rogue. We're looking for a rogue.
Right. So this way, they've treated it similar to the other PvP instances where if you come in and you leave right away, you're going to get a debuff where you can't enter another instance. This is good because sometimes when you enter, it takes just a little bit for the group to fill up. But if you keep leaving because you pop in and it's not a full group, you're not helping the situation. You're making it you're making it worse.
I think I hear them, but I think they should have added like a rage meter in Ashran. Like the longer you stay in, the more rage it goes up, and it hits a certain rage, it kicks you out because they don't want you to quit the game and rage quit. So they
That's
kick
not
it.
what I agree with. I thought you were saying like they should get more points per something because they've stayed in to do.
I think if you stay in a certain amount of time, your rage meter would hit, and you automatically get like
you
2
went
pieces
in the
of gear.
complete wrong direction that
Just
I thought
to
you were.
help people and not punish them for going to their crappy island. So
You
But-
did not.
It's a beautiful place.
It is.
I love going there with my selfie camera.
yeah, I just can't wait to go get there after work.
Legion, nobody's going to go in Ashran anyway. So at the end of the day, I mean, really, you have nothing to do right now where we're waiting for things, so you can
Much less
choose to
Garrus.
use it or not. But and then last news item, the Wrath of the Lich King Time Walking Dungeon event does start Wednesday. You can get those little badge points where you can buy things. Like that horse looks pretty badass and scary.
I gotta go to the website.
I forgot about Archmon, the final wing of LFR. It did open this last week.
Mhm.
Pretty tough. Blizzard doesn't have any plans on I don't think they have plans on scaling him back too much. But it's a little bit rough in LFR because you actually have to That's all the last bosses have been in LFR. They were all. I remember Imperator wiped quite a few times on Imperator in LFR, specifically because people didn't understand the concept of kill the fucking ads. So I expect this to be equally as difficult.
It was. I think I got out lucky. I got to 4 stacks before we down that stupid thing in LFR.
Oh, really?
But there's so many people that are like, oh, we got to 10 stacks, and then like 50 bajillion wipes, and people came and left, and then we finally got him down, and fuck that place, I'm never going back in there. I was saying that anyway, because I'm like, cool, seen it, got my ring, I'm out, later. Don't have to ever do LFR again.
And that's the thing, too.
But
I know somebody...
It was good to see a challenge in it for a change. Like, LFR wasn't a complete and utter face roll. Like, you actually had to pay a bit of attention and still actually had to do something, even in the scrub class that only the rejects play.
I don't like anything that means I have to pay attention.
Well, neither do I. That's why.
Just kidding.
But for the 10 minutes that it took to do it, like, yeah, it was good. It was nice to see a challenge in the LFR for a change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. So, Horde Rachel's changes all across the board. I
was looking for those.
Yeah, I meant to talk about it last week, but we ran out of time, so I'm just going to quickly go over those so that I can make sure that we talked about them. So, for Blood Elves, the Arcane Torrent now silences all enemies within an 8-yard radius for 3 seconds, which is up from 2. So you do get that extra second, and the cooldown has been reduced to 1.5 minutes down from 2. The Goblin, the Rocket Barrage, now has a 1.5-minute cooldown, which is down from 2 minutes. Rocket Jump now has a 1.5-minute cooldown, down from 2 minutes as well. For the Orc, is it Hardiness? Hardiness now reduces the duration. Hardiness now reduces the duration of stun effects by an additional 20%, up from 15. The Troll, Voodoo Shuffle, now reduces the duration of all movement impairing effects by 20, up from 15. What did it say? Trolls still be flipping out, man. Okay, that was
I loved it, and I always thought, trolls would be a great priest or a mage because they are resistant to stuff that impairs you to movement, and trolls are also not immune, but they're resistant to fear. And I think that's great things to have, and they're just not one of the classes you play in PvP. Okay. I don't understand, but maybe going up to 20%, maybe
that'll change some things.
I hope so, because I like to see more trolls in the arena like they belong. The Zandalare.
And the Torrent, the War Stomp now stuns enemies for 3 seconds, which is up from 2, and the cooldown has been reduced to 1.5 minutes, down from 2. I don't play Horde, so that's why I don't really know a lot about what the Rachels are, but I think even just the subtle changes make a huge difference. I'm not for the Horde, you guys know that, but coming from a PvP perspective, that 1 extra second of CC or that a little bit less cooldown could mean a win. It could be literally make or break a match. So I think that's pretty awesome.
And I've never argued this or said anything about it, give my opinion on this, but I guess I will now that they are messing with the traits. I think that if it is going to be a trait, I think it should be something that's part of your combat, like really a lot of your combat. And one thing about like the War Stomp and the turns, it's been, what's the cooldown, 3 minutes or whatever it was?
I think. What's it down to?
It's 1.5 minutes.
Well, yeah, 1.5. Yeah, but I mean, usually everybody's traits, they didn't even put it in their talent bars anymore. They just gave up on them because they weren't worth it. You use it and you just 3 minutes later you get to use it again. And so it was just like whatever. And so. Now that they're reducing the time, I think it's actually better. But I think now, giving my opinion, I think they should have gone lower. But 1.5 is actually really good because
maybe at least twice in an arena if you're lucky.
Maybe twice, or maybe at least you'll have it. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of people don't put them in their bars. They don't. So it's going to be interesting to see if anybody adds those to their macros. It'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I did for the troll because it's part of my bursting.
They have to be very careful when they talk about changing alliance shit because everybody cries. All the Hordes like, what are you doing to alliance? Because that's why they always wait to the last minute to show anything alliance related because everybody gets pissed off about it. I think it's cool for the Horde. I'm not a Horde fan, but I think it's great to give them things that do help with their PvP gameplay. I think that's awesome. So I'm totally not jealous. I'm not one of those alliance assholes. It's like, fuck the Horde.
They
I think
need
it's cool.
all the help they can
That's
get.
what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I
God.
see, you ruined it. I was trying to be first I'm sweet and then I'm sour.
Nope.
Ah,
Go
Wear
to
my
a-
colours proudly.
Go to a BG and see who needs help. Okay. Go to
I
a
know
B-
Alliance wins
Like
a
over
lot
BJ's.
of what I'm doing, so I'm not. I don't know.
As it should be.
My brother's like, I went to Horde and they lose everything. I was like, well. I'm not saying Horde sucks at all whatsoever.
I'll say it.
We love Horde. We really do. It all makes us part of the it's part of the thing, you know. The Alliance and Horde are supposed to have, you know, friction, and this obviously means something different than friction.
Yeah.
So I apologize about that.
This is the element.
This is not. This means something completely different. So I
You live in a
apologize.
van down by the river.
This is why I'm not allowed at any kind of sign language conventions. Okay, so Lycan covered Ashbringer last week, and this week we're doing Icebringer and Soul Reaper, which are a version of the Frostmourne, correct?
It's what's going to be what Frost DKs are actually going to be wielding when it comes to Legion
For the artifact
So-
weapon.
with the artifact weapon. Right?
Now, are
'Cause
they
you
getting a
can't-
choice?
No, they're two one-handers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you'll have Icebringer and Soul Reaper, and one in each hand. You can't use Frostmourne because Frostmourne has been destroyed.
It was shattered, right? Into pieces?
Correct. And actually, I mean, it's really there's not.
Poke your freaking eye out.
I have a feeling we're be calling the ambulance on
I think
Bloke by the time the show's over. But really, there's not a lot of background to Frostmourne. Frostmourne itself was actually created, was the rune blade that actually Ner'zhul used. All right, so what happened is that he got himself, when Kil'jaeden had ripped him basically to shreds, his soul to shreds, he got imbued into the armor and also into Frostmourne. Now, Frostmourne itself, he actually got rid of it out of the Frozen Throne and sent it spiraling somewhere out to somewhere in Northrend for Arthas to find it, because it had already started talking to Arthas and Frostmourne, and it was trying to pull him into it before he even found it itself. Now, you can find a replica of Frostmourne, which this is where confuses a lot of people. It's in Dalaran. It's actually a gold-plated replica, and it's held in place by the statue with Tyrion Fordring. So don't think that is the actual Frostmourne. It's just a replica. When Ner'zhul was transferred in by Kil'jaeden, his spirit was, like I said, it was imbued into the armor and also to the rune blade itself. Now, they were both created by the Nathrazim. And it was the entire purpose of them. And the Nathrazim are part of the Burning Legion. It was the entire purpose to actually contain and control the Lich King himself. Now, Ner'zhul had no intention of being ran by the Burning Legion. That's why I said he threw out the Frostmourne from the Frozen Throne and plunged it in the snows of Northrend. Needed to get the Lich King to it, Arthas to it, so that he could bind himself with it. The young prince had just, came up to her because he heard about the weapon, needed to find it, and it was a quest to end the plague that was also already just tearing apart the Eastern Kingdoms. Muradin Bronzebeard was also sent there as well. And if you remember back last week, we talked about Magni Bronzebeard. And when he found out that the Lich King had killed him, when he was building the Ashbringer, he was pounding his hatred and his rage into that weapon itself. And this actually explains a little bit more about what happened to Muradin. So he was actually searching for the weapon as well when he found out about hearing what power that Frostmourne have. When he got there, the forces of Mal'Ganis had also began to close in around them. Now, inside this cave, you had Frostmourne. You had something called the Guardian, which was a big red event, and it was protecting it, and several other revenants, that were around it. And they all tried to warn Arthas, this is not a weapon to be just willy-nilly pick it up and start going with, because it has mind-controlling effects, and they had warned him about this. Now, there was an inscription that was written on a pedestal for it, and that inscription says, "Whomever takes up this blade shall wield power eternal. Just as the blade rends flesh, so must this power scar the spirit." Give me a second here. Now, Muradin knew that this blade was cursed, but Arthas had no problem. He wanted it, no matter what the curse was, no matter what the effects was, he was going to pick up this weapon and save his people from the plague. When Muradin did speak those words, there was ice encasing the sword. A piece of it had shattered off and exploded outward and actually struck Muradin. This killed him, Arthas thought so. Arthas went over to Muradin, thought he was already dead, and actually grabbed his hammer, the Light's Vengeance, and took a hold of the blade and left. So there he is. He's got the sword now. As you start looking through, and especially if you read the book Arthas, you start seeing how much more that this blade starts to overcome his, take over his mentality and how he goes crazy with stuff. And you can hear him, a big part where he's sitting at a dining room table, and you have an old man on one side, and you have a young boy on the other, or an old orc rather, and that's what you see is the battle that is taking place actually inside of Frostmourne and trying to get his soul into that. Now, even with the with him having this, Arthas went off to face Mal'Ganis. As he spoke, Mal'Ganis thought Arthas was on his side. He had Frostmourne. He was becoming the Lich King. Everything was fine. But Arthas actually used that blade, used Frostmourne to kill Mal'Ganis. Now he's a Death Knight. He's already part of the Scourge. I mean, his soul's been encased in it. He's part of the blade. The blade's as much him as he is the blade now. So what he did is he actually killed all his entire army that he had up there with him. Falwyn and Malrock, I think, were the two names of the people. If you go to Halls of Reflection, you have the two generals in there. They were also part of the army that was up there. And he killed his entire army just to bring them up as Death Knights, defeating his army that he was going to have in Northrend itself. Arthas then, there was also, I believe it was Illidan that came up there as well and was trying to destroy that and trying to destroy the rune blade to begin with, and Arthas had already had it, and actually was able to defeat Illidan. Illidan probably would have been able to feed him hands down. No problem, had no problem taking over Arthas. Now that those imbued with the power of the Frostmourne, Illidan was a little cocky, and he was able to take him down. Arthas took that opportunity because he's over top of talking him. He took that opportunity to throw him off and cast him down, and was able to actually defeat Illidan, not kill him, but just and hurt him enough that Arthas was able to get up and walk away, because he went off to the Frozen Throne at this point. He ascended those stairs, and then he plunged Frostmourne back into the ice, and then he donned the helmet. And as we see the cinematic, whenever you go and you kill Arthas, it's really, the blade is a lot, but the helmet of the Lich King has a lot more to do with, the Lich King himself, and that's why you see when Dragon puts it on, he goes, "I'll take the burden. It's my burden to bear," and he puts it on, because as we saw before, if the Frostmourne was gone, that should have freed all the Scourge to do what they want, but they're still under that control of the Lich King itself. So as much as Frostmourne was part of the soul encasing spell that was there, it's not as much as important as the helm. During that last cinematic, though, we do see Ashbringer again brought up, and this is why I chose to do these two right off the bat. You have Ashbringer being wielded by Tyrion, and we go up and we kill Arthas. At 10%, he strikes everybody down. We all die. We see Tyrion asks for one more prayer to be answered. He breaks free, grabs Ashbringer, swings it towards Frostmourne, and was able to shatter Frostmourne with his sword. The reason that this is important, because once it's been destroyed, you cannot reforge that weapon unless you have all the pieces you're going to put it in. The only thing we saw was basically the hilt of Frostmourne at the end of it, being held by Arthas. All the other shards are gone. Up on top of that Frozen Throne, they're now sitting all around the base of Icecrown Citadel. Very important, because this is where we're going to start with the Death Knights getting their sword. They're going to go to the base of Icecrown Citadel, pick up the pieces, and they're going to reforge the pieces of Frostmourne back into two blades now. And that is, like I said, the Icebringer and the Soul Reaper. So for your Frost Death Knights, for those who are two-handed Frost Death Knights and like it, sorry, you're probably going to be out of luck, because it's all going to be dual wielding when it comes into Legion. But it has to do with the play, because the two-handed weapons for Death Knight for the Bloods is something called Maw of the Damned. It's something completely different. But, it is a great weapon. And I say great not as, it's a great weapon like Ashbringer, but it is a great weapon itself.
I'm not laughing at you. I just read these guys chat. I've
been ignoring it.
I caught up on the heavy breathing and the whole nine. It made me laugh.
But, looking at some of these souls that the Frostmourne has taken, I mean, Ner'zhul, Arthas Menethil, Falric and Marvin, the two of the captains I was telling you that were part of the army that went to Northrend. Tyrannus Menethil, Arthas' father, was taken by this sword. Uther the Lightbringer. Let's see. Sylvanas Renrunner, and this is very important too because we're going to learn more about her coming up in the future because of Illyria coming back, and she was killed by Frostmourne and then resurrected 1,000 times and killed 1,000 times just for it. It's a powerful weapon. And of course you have Drakuru and Overlord Sarafang rather. So there's a lot of great, huge figures that have been taken down by this weapon, and to even take part of this and use part of this weapon as your own gives me goosebumps. I can't wait to use it in Frost Death.
I like the fact that this is probably one of the only sort of like artifact legendary weapon storylines that people aren't bitching about because it's like Frostmourne's been destroyed. Mm-hmm. And you're reforging it out of the shards, whereas when you get like Doomhammer and Ashbringer and that, like people are still wielding them, so they're like, oh, they're gonna die, and like there's all this uproar. Whereas with Frostmourne, it makes sense that you can take those shards and reforge it. Like I don't play my Death Knight a hell of a lot, but after hearing that, I'm like, is it time to go yet? I want my swords. Like that sounds awesome.
I think
it's very inspiring after you hear these the lore behind these legendary weapons, and it's just inspiring. It's inspiring for sure in the game. You can't wait to see it. Or now you have more respect for it when you see the the cinematics and whatnot. You know how much control these weapons actually are. And that's really cool.
If you really want to add to that story, you can go back in Warcraft 3D expansion, the Frozen Throne expansion, and play that whole storyline. About him getting Frostmourne and wiping out his own army and stuff like that. And obviously you can go back to Wrath and play the cinematics and sort of add to the lore of everything that Lycan's just shared with you.
And what not a lot of people know too, also in Icecrown, there is a quest line that will take you, and you can see the battle between Illidan and Arthas up there. And I never realized that when I first played through it. I wasn't that much into the lore. And I'm going, okay, Illidan's in Northrend, and I'd play one a little further. I went, why the hell's Illidan in Northrend? And this actually explains, what Illidan was doing going towards the Icecrown, why he wanted to go up there, what his intentions were, and you see the actual battle that took place in it. It's epic. It's pretty cool.
The husband okayed me to get an Illidan tattoo.
Oh,
not a tattoo of Illidan. Illidan's tattoo.
What, on the whole chest thing?
Obviously higher up because I'm not that kind of girl, so the symbols would have to go a little bit. They would have to be adjusted, obviously, for my body.
I think that
it would have to be. That's what he said, and I'm like, wow, you're such a freak. No, but like up here, so it would go around, it would extend out to my arms, and I would stop it up here. It would obviously have to be truncated for my body type. But no, he did okay me to get it. It's happening. I would like to do it before BlizzCon.
So if somebody asks you what your tattoo looks like, you can just tell them you're not prepared.
Right. See, so many things. But yeah, he did.
Are you just gonna get that? You're just gonna get the outline?
Well, the symbol, the whole,
Is this whole solid black?
Yeah. No, it's probably gonna be green.
Has to be green.
Yeah.
That would be a little much. That'd be crazy.
That'd be badass because on the back of my neck is gonna be the Warlock symbol. So yeah, it's gonna be the Warlock crest. It's gonna be on the back.
I like to get Illidan.
That I posted up on the page the other day about rumors of one
They're
of the
all rumors of.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's weird. Okay, so I really enjoyed.
I'm gonna go play my Death Knight now.
I know.
I'm sorry,
right?
guys. I gotta go.
I know. Okay, so week in WoW, since we did get to the news rather quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That means this means Frieza didn't play. Like you guys, like he said, he's doing some real life stuff with work, and he's got to be able to pay bills before he can afford to buy Legion. So
yeah,
he's not really keeping up in game, but he's keeping up in news. So that's.
Oh yeah,
all
no,
that
I'm
matters.
always I follow PvP stuff. I follow Twitch. I'm still doing all that. I still love the players in the game. Just not a big fan of what they're making me do. So
Makes sense.
I do have a lot of stuff going on, and I hate to put stuff on the shelf to go do something I'm not happy with at the moment, and
Agreed.
then not
Well,
be
Legion's
successful
coming
at.
soon enough, so it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Lycan, what
And
did
you will be
you do this week in WoW?
Well, last week I got kicked off my RBG team, and this week they actually asked me to come back, and I ignored them and said, no, screw you, I'm not joining.
did
your
he
freaking
ask you?
RBG team."
Good,
Yes,
good,
he did.
'cause
I
we
was
were-
actually, but I was on my way to go to bed, and I look, and I see Zark going, can you RBG tonight? And I was like on my way to bed, and I'm like, nope, not even going to answer, just going to bed. You know, if they can come back crawling to me, that's fine, but I'm not,
It was
you
a
know, since I got kicked
miscommunication
off.
in dates, that's all.
No, actually, I've been doing a lot of nerd points. I got more achievement points. I did like another 400 or so the other day, just doing all the quest ones from the Pexi dailies. And then me, Greeley, Alondi, there was a couple of us that actually from the Riders of Rohan that went into some of the dungeons and got some of the dungeon quest achievement points out of the way.
Nice.
Puts me at 20,450. I'm definitely a nerd. And I will not be happy until I can get to that 22,000 mark.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yes, I have been doing a lot of pet battling as well, because I need the 5,000 pet battles in Draenor for that, but
Just insult
not
my
close.
guild, Dick. I don't understand what just freaking happened. Wow, somebody's
Gotta
a
be quicker
hater.
around here.
Somebody's
Yes.
he's hating on.
I got your back, Lycan. I got your back, dude.
Mm-hmm.
To
See
be
that?
fair,
I
it
got
was
your back.
you should not tell Belle things when she's had cold medicine.
No.
I don't even remember even talking to him on Skype. That's how high I was from this cold medicine. I don't even remember even the Skype conversation.
They're about me, but then they come crawling back on like, we need your,
That's too
your
fun.
expertise, we need your help.
We need you to stay at farm.
Aaron stopped. Aaron's not playing for a while. He's Burt Macklin FBI. He's taking a little bit of a break. So, Bloke, what did you do this week?
I did the LFR that I was talking about earlier and smashed that out the way and watched the cinematic. And so now I don't have to
Epic.
worry about
Now you know all of the things.
Yeah. And I did. I was sitting there and I watched it. I'm like, holy shit. It all makes sense now. 3.5 months of people talking on the damn podcast about it, and I can finally watch YouTube again. Uh-oh, Mrs. Bloke. Anyway. Mrs. Bloke's giving stink eye for making too much noise.
Oh.
But I got the legendary ring all done. And
Nice.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, I did that as well.
Like, I got it and went away, and then it's like...
Oh, that thing for tanking is...
just hanging out in the garrison. He's like, looks out to the ocean. Fuck is that, man? Like, it just ended on such a low note. And I didn't enjoy it. And to me, it was a real anticlimax. So I was sort of like, yay, that's done. Don't have to do it again. I refuse to do it on any of my alts. So after I did that, I just did mount farming and hung out with Mr. T.
Nice.
Very nice.
I thought the way that they did the legendary this time around, although the elemental rune, when you had to have 900 of that bullshit, I wasn't a fan of that. But I feel like all the other elements they did really, really well because it wasn't like a huge grind, but you had to do a little bit of work.
It was just the grind that killed it for
Yeah.
me. Like,
It was a lot better than the cloak, though. You have to admit, you spent how long, literally?
But when you've got like 2012 alts that like you want to gear and maybe get the ring on, like 900 on each of them, that's a hell of a long time.
They made it easier though. The drop rate changes on your
Right.
alts, so that's
And
not even an issue.
Once that comes through, I might reconsider doing it on some. But that's more time in LFR.
They're trying to make it easier for your alts to be able to get the same perks as your mates. So.
Plus, with the weekly quests that are coming up, whatever part of the thing you're going to be on, you're going to be able to train in, what is it, Pexi Crystals for...
And you're going to be able to do daily quests to be able to get the items that you're grinding out quicker.
Which...
That's the other thing I did. I got the Apexi mount.
You did?
Yeah, I kind of like it. I like that one.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, click, summoned it, and now it's on the favorite, and
Nice.
now it's like banging
That's
around
awesome.
on that.
I got the Felbor that twerks on people. It's my favorite.
But same sort of thing. Like now I've got all the Apexi mounts. I'm like, well, don't really need a Bexy
Now I
Shards
don't know what to do with
so I
it.
don't really have to do daily. So I've been doing a like and just running around doing achievement-y, nerdy stuff.
Nice.
On the ring thing, I tell you what, I didn't like the whole ring. I thought it was a big letdown at the end until I used it the first time in raid. And I used my tanking ring and I popped it, and then I popped my.
Is it an on use or proc?
It's an on use.
Oh, okay.
And what it does, it increases my versatility by 25%. And I was doing 40,000 heals per second as a DK. I'm going, yeah, this is definitely worth it.
Yeah. Heck
You know,
yeah.
When you're sitting there and you're topping the meters.
Death Knight.
Yeah, when you're topping the meters because you're doing more healing than some of the lower end healers.
Death Knight.
It's awesome.
I still haven't done use the ring enough on Huge Bloke to sort of really gauge where the ring sort of is beneficial or not. I would imagine it would be, and I sure as shit hope it is after the amount of effort I went in, put in to get it. Because that would make it even more of an anticlimax of like, yay, all that for this useless piece of poo.
Yeah, the DPS end of it I know has worked well. We have one person in our group that actually takes care of the ring. Nobody else can touch it. Yeah. And he pops the ring at the right time whenever a raid leader does. And that damage done with that in 15 seconds that's coming back and hits all at once, you can actually see the chunk of health come away from the boss.
I should have the last part done by Tuesday because I only need like 3 more tomes.
Nice.
They got the shipyard part done. I got all that crap done.
And the more that have it, the better. I mean, if your entire raid has it, it's going to hurt.
GG.
I did complete the 10, or was it 15 quests for the shipyard or something like that.
Oh, you did the 25 naval missions?
I completed it. It was so hard.
It's so hard to go into your shipyard like a fucking what? I don't even.
It was very hard. I walk into my garrison and I walk out. It's like my garrison was my Vietnam.
My week in WoW consisted of logging in and doing guild things. I've been trying to get my footing back since working back from home, and we decided to paint and do, when I say we, I mean me. I woke up and decided I hated all of the things in my house. So we've been doing that, and it's taken a little bit away from my game time. I started school as well, so that's also cut into my gameplay because I have responsibilities outside of game. But I did get to, we're still doing some progression. Now comes the part of, now's the part of the year that I really hate. In between expansions, when the end is drawing near, they know they're not releasing, any new content. Guildies start to unsubscribe for a little while, and you start to lose your friends, and your raid team starts to fall apart because people don't want to put into the progression anymore. Your RBG people start dropping like flies because they don't want to do it anymore. Literally, this is the part of World of Warcraft that I hate. Because then here I am as a guild master standing here going, how the fuck do I survive the end of the expansion? Luckily, we survived the end of Mists of Pandaria, which is the hardest, in my opinion, because that was like a year and a half of the same bullshit. So I'm hoping Blizzard really brings Legion coming along quickly so that I don't have to suffer. We're still pretty active. We're a really active guild, and we have a lot of great guildies. But now I'm trying to, I'm freaking out that it's the end and freaking out that I'm going to lose all of my people to unsubscribing while they're waiting for Legion. But Lycan didn't tell you guys, but I know that those of you that watch the stream, you guys have been harping on me quite a bit regarding my smoking. Me and Lycan have quit smoking. My husband, Dark, also has quit smoking. We did start vaping. The first person that comments and says, now stop vaping, I'm going to punch in the face.
Now stop vaping!
Yeah!
So we're deciding to be healthier. We're not putting tar and stuff in our lungs. So we've taken that, him and I have taken that step to be healthy. We want to live a little bit longer. But yeah, that's
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Fries is going to eat less cookies, and Nate's going to eat less pie, and Bloke's going to do whatever the fuck Australians do.
Eat less kangaroo.
He's going to be worried about the stepping out of his house and being killed by some type of animal down there.
It's true.
I don't really know what your guys' vices are in Australia land, but...
No, he had a kangaroo.
As you guys seen, I was trying to drink more coffee and less Rockstar, but it's not worked out really well because I still get a Rockstar after the coffee because it's not the same, so...
Yeah, that's a bad addiction. I had that for a while.
Frankie pants.
I know my insides are going to be liquefied by the time I'm 50 because of the Rockstars. I know it.
Probably.
And it's really hard, but I've cut down. I'll actually go a day or two without having a rock
That's
star.
progress.
So yeah, that's definitely. We're trying to be. We don't want to die, you know.
No.
Well, I mean, I might, but.
I have high blood pressure. I'm kind of screwed.
Hots didn't quit smoking, has he?
Yeah, he's vaping. He smokes
Okay.
occasionally. It's
I was going to say, that would have been a very bad trip for him.
right. Okay, just so you guys know, I didn't want to quit smoking, so I'm trying to pretend like I'm all awesome because I wanted to be healthier. That's a line of horse shit. I quit smoking because my husband's always wanted to quit smoking, and I'm trying to support him. And he said that the reason he can't stay non-smoking is because I smoke. So I go through this whole lifestyle change. I have not smoked a cigarette in a week. And I'm a lifer for smoking. The other day, this motherfucker's outside smoking a cigarette. I was like, are you kidding me?
Mrs. Liking quit smoking too, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did not quit for my own. I wasn't trying. I'm not malevolent at all. I'm not awesome. It's not because I want to be healthy. I love smoking. It's really just I did it for my husband so that he could. He's and trying to not smoke.
Look at you being all the team player.
I know.
Oh,
What was that episode on King of the Hill? Where Hank finds out his wife is smoking whatever outside, and she's been smoking for like 15 years in the marriage, and he has no idea. And then he sits down and he pulls out his cigarette and he starts smoking too. That was great.
Not even because I'm trying to be a supportive wife. In truth, he blames me for his not being able to quit smoking. So I took that blame away from him now, and now it's the ball's in his court. Well, imagine when I catch him outside. I was livid. I was like, "You selfish son of a bitch!" I changed my whole life for you. But he's tried really hard, and I don't think he's smoked since maybe yesterday. He's been vaping and doing really. It's a hard thing when you've been smoking for 20 years. I mean, it's a tough thing to. People think it's so easy, and I don't want to quit. I don't.
See, my equivalent of that, because for starters, I'm living proof that smoking doesn't stunt your growth. But I was smoking when I was wrath raiding, and breaking that habit of everybody. We'd wipe 10 times and half the guild would be like, oh, I'm going outside for a cigarette and I'm going to calm down. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, can't go.
Nothing beats being able to vape during the raid in RBGs. That was quite lovely. I did enjoy being able to do that. And a lot of people have misconceptions about vaping. They're like, oh, you're just trading in one for another. It's actually healthy. I mean, I don't really know what the long-term effects are as far as vaping is concerned.
I think a lot of people don't know yet. It's pretty new compared to tobacco. It's
really just steam and nicotine you're putting in your body versus tar and ammonia, whatever other shit they put. Yeah, all the other stuff that they put in cigarettes. So it's
all the fun stuff.
Because they let you do it in public, and they don't let you smoke publicly, in restaurants and stuff. Obviously, there's a reason they're letting you do it indoors. So.
Right.
No, you get in trouble for doing that.
So, are we sponsored
by
vaping for raids?
No, it's just because smoking tends to go hand in hand with a lot of gamers, and I know that there's people, since I posted on my Twitter, a lot of people have said, hey, I wanted to see about getting healthy, tell me more about it. It's really just, I mean, there's no reason we can't have our viewers and listeners try to maybe jump on the healthy bandwagon.
I know if Rick is listening to this, he's going to be like, I was vaping before all you guys.
And the only reason I didn't is because I didn't want to be a bandwagoner, and I didn't know enough about it to jump. I had to do a lot of research before I jumped into it, so. No.
I'm a 2-pack a person day, and I haven't had a cigarette in 2 days.
Oh, well, at my old job, tobacco is banned off the perimeter, right? Off the whole thing.
It's not allowed anywhere near it, right?
So in the meet, and keep in mind, people, there's 750 people that are blue collar, and it's pretty tobacco friendly there. So
did you just say
one of the managers?
I don't know what's happening.
Sorry. So one of the managers comes out and he goes in the big meeting. He told us that well, what about vaping? What about blue cigs? What about stuff like this? And they said, well, okay, we're going to come out and say it's not about the tobacco. It's about the appearance. We don't like our customers coming in and watching everybody outside with smoke in their mouth. That was what they didn't like. They didn't give a crap that it was tobacco. They didn't like the appearance of what was going on. And I was like, just come out and tell us, man. Don't.
I mean, we could be friends.
Yeah, because first it was tobacco, and then it went from tobacco, and then they came out with a new poster in the hallways, and it had everything on there. It had everything. What you can't do, what blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, oh, so it's not
So
It is scarily
Relevant.
yay for words again.
Valid.
Relevant, because the amount of gamers that I know personally that smoke and are either trying to stop or trying to swap to vaping or trying to stop altogether and get fit. Like it may seem like an odd topic to be talking on a Warcraft podcast, but it is.
it goes hand in
Something
hand.
that affects a hell of a lot of people. Like I dare say that, like if you do smoke or you're trying to stop or you're trying to vape or whatever, and you're a fan of the page or listen to the podcast, like let us know how you're going with it and what sort of effect it's having on you, because I can almost guarantee that by the time next week's episode comes out, someone in the gamer house is going to die.
Well, and here's the thing. I spearheaded this whole situation, so what I did when I stepped into it is I said, okay, I don't want to stop smoking. I enjoy it. I enjoy the act of smoking. It's something I've done forever. I enjoy it. So when I started vaping, I said, okay, I use my brother's mod, and I'm like, I'm just going to test it. I'm not going to put anything into my head as far as forcing me to do something I'm not ready for. I kind of just let it do its own thing, and naturally I just said, okay, I guess I'm good. I don't need to smoke. I have an entire pack of cigarettes that he bought for me a week ago, and I haven't touched it. So it's just one of those things where I didn't want to quit smoking. This allows me to have that alternative without the cost. You pay the initial cost, but it allows me to have that without all the health risks that are involved.
You can change habits if you really want to, so there's no reason now why you can't play Affliction.
Exactly.
Fuck you and your dogs.
Wow.
Don't talk to me about Affliction again. Ever.
Yes, he did it.
Fucking life. No.
He did it.
No. That's what I think of Affliction. I'm waiting for Blizzard to nerf them into the ground.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
I don't dislike.
I cannot smoke anymore, but I'm not going to play Affliction.
I don't dislike people that play Affliction. I just don't fancy Affliction.
They're going to give Demon Hunters Affliction. That's how good it is.
When you boost a Warlock, by the way, Destruction's the recommended spec to play, so fuck off. In case you guys didn't know that.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So, also, we are gearing up for BlizzCon. BlizzCon is happening. I don't know if we told you guys, we will be at Con Before the Storm. We will be with World of Podcast. We are actually going to be doing a 15-minute segment live on World of Podcast show, which is pretty exciting for these fucking casuals. We're pretty stoked about that because that's like the A-list party for all the podcasts and content creators. We are super stoked to even be in league with some of these podcasters that we are going
I'm just happy I can leave my country.
Yeah, right? Without bringing us Ebola, that would be great. Thanks. So we do have a lot of things that we're going to be doing. A lot of people have asked us about setting up like a meet for those of you that want to come hang out with us. So we're kind of kicking around ideas as to where we could kind of do this meet and probably at the lobby in one of the hotels, maybe knock back some drinks, whatever. If you guys are interested in that, drop us a line, send us an email, put us a message on the page, info@PWNCAST or info@PWNCAST.net or bell@PWNCAST.net.
The massive guy with a stupid accent surrounded by a bunch of tiny people with flags sticking out their backs.
I don't know what that means, but we are gearing up to do that. Also, you guys have been really, really supportive of the Twitch. I think we're about to hit 300 followers. We are also going to start streaming in tandem. We're going to start test streaming on YouTube as well. And we actually just hit 800 subscribers on YouTube, which is pretty nice.
Yay! So you had a little applause.
So yeah, we're probably going to be testing that out. It's still in beta, so obviously we don't want to do anything that's going to be weird, but it's good for the YouTube channel because it'll bring more traffic to the YouTube. So we're probably going to end up switching to that at some point. But we're going to test it first, just to kind of see how things are going and see how we like it. But we appreciate you guys supporting us and coming and hanging out with us every night on the channel for the stream. Lycan loves it because he does his lore stuff, and everybody comes and stalks him on his nights. So it's pretty awesome.
I don't ever stop talking. It's just the questions being fired are awesome.
Pretty much. So we have reached the end, and it's about that time. You guys don't have to say how to get a hold of you, because if you guys noticed, I did put the wrong Twitter for Bloke not last week, but the week before. My bad. But everybody's contact information is going to be right above heads up here, so that's how you can get a hold of everybody. We appreciate you guys and your continued support. Your guys' comments. You guys are probably also going to notice on the YouTube channel, as of this moment, you won't be be able to see the likes or dislikes on the videos. I've disabled that thanks to the little child who stalks Phonecast. So now he can dislike all he wants to because nobody can see it. So you go right on ahead. I thought that was pretty funny. Somebody messaged me. It was actually it was James the Hunter. He does our pet battle. He's the pet battler. So he messaged me. He's like, hey, you can disable that so it won't give him any more ammo to mess with you guys. And I'm like, I love you. So, yeah.
I always look down to YouTube and I look for his comment right away. It's like, I know he's going to be down to a little pug fire dog. And
I delete all of his comments. I don't let any of his comments through.
Wow.
I delete all of them. They're usually racially derogatory, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says the N-word a lot in the comments. Otherwise, I would let the comment stay because I love it. Haters make me, haters are great for me, so I don't mind. But yeah, he's very racially derogatory.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a child. One of these days he's going to grow up and go to juvie, and then he's going to go to big boy prison, and then he's really going to learn a hard lesson about...
Well, the truth be told, he probably is all adult already, so...
No, he's 15.
No. 15.
You guys know how old he is?
Oh, yeah.
No, we know everything about him. Literally.
I've done research.
He's a 15-year-old child. I'm not saying we know where he lives or anything, but I'm saying we did our due diligence.
I know his shoe size.
I know he has characters on his wall.
He watches the show. It gives us another view. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I do appreciate it.
I need a list of your greatest fears.
Hopefully he can swing BlizzCon and be able to go with us. We're going to be really sad if he can't attend. So we'll keep you guys updated on a week to week as he figures out what's going on. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for spending your hour with us every week. We really, really appreciate you giving us your time. It's our favorite part of the week. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us a comment. Tell us what you think. What did you think about the Icebringer Soul Reaper lore? And please support... Oh, yes. Thank you, bloke, for saving me. So.
I am the champion.
WoW Challenges. Our buddy Stone, he does the Iron Man website, wowchallenges.com. They started a podcast. So make sure you guys go to wowchallenges.com. We're probably going to be bringing Stone on the show, probably here in the next couple weeks, so that he can introduce you to what's going on the podcast and stuff like that. WoW Challenges for now is where you can go. I'm pretty sure he's got information there. And the podcast is going to be all about, the challenging, and they do more than just your standard Iron Man. They do different variations of it. There's 20 different variations of the Iron Man that you can complete, and wowchallenges.com actually tracks that. So make sure you guys check out the podcast. I will make sure that I put that information on the PWNCAST Daily Quest. We're actually going to do an article about it, and then Stone can tell you more about it when he's on. Thank you, Bloke, for reminding me about that. Stone would have killed me if I would have forgot a second in a row.
We can't have that.
I was supposed to do it last week, but I didn't know it happened, so I'm sorry.
And while we're shouting him out, I just want to give him a personal message. That's for your barbecue pictures that you tweeted me the other day when knowing.
Wow.
Such hell and heat fire. I love it. That's why I like you.
He loves it. Because he posted up of a barbecue that he was having, and I literally dribbled all over my phone. He's like, just come over and get some. Yeah, no worries. I'll just drive across the globe. He knows I love him.
I'm going to send you pictures of barbecue.
Tweet your pictures at what's your Twitter?
It's Mr. Giant 81 or something, right? No? Am I? Why can't it just be Huge Bloke? Why do you have to be the only one that's different?
Because I had that well before stuff. Actually, I don't really know why or how that came about, but that's what it is. So yeah, all right, go on. Everyone that sends me a picture of
the Giant 81.
Hashtag Huge Bloke. That's how you're gonna just hashtag Huge Bloke.
And I will hashtag some random shit back at you. Promise.
You don't even know how to hashtag. He doesn't even know what that even means, guys.
Shut up!
at Mr. Giant 81. At Mr. Giant 81. Make sure you tweet.
He doesn't even know how to Twitter. My mom tweeted me this week, and it was really weird. And I was like, Mom, when the fuck did you get a Twitter? And she's like, I'm doing things. No, Mom, you're not doing things. She's all, can people see what we're saying? Yes, Mom. The whole world can see what you're saying to me on Twitter. It was hilarious.
She's like, I hate you. I hope I never see you again. Thank you.
Favorite stuff about PWNCAST. She watches the show, doesn't even know anything about it. She's like, honey, you do great every week. You are so right about everything. And I'm like, Mom, you don't even know what I'm talking about. I know, but you are doing so. I'm so proud of you.
I don't know what a Warcraft is, but yay, Twitter.
She's so happy.
Yeah.
She tweets to me and she's like, I'm getting the hang of this Twitter. No, Mom, you're not getting the hang of the Twitter. It's not happening. I did like hashtag daughtering done right when your mom tweets you. So yeah, that's parents are adorable. They really are. No, you don't hashtag Australia food stuff. Now he's gonna go learn what hashtags are.
You know what? Screw it.
Okay, we're gonna get on out of here before anything creepy or weird happens. But we appreciate you guys, and we're gonna get. Is that the fucking A-Team?
Yeah, man. There's the A-Team.
Where's his cigar? Doesn't he have a stove?
And we've got the rest of the guys here as well. Like they all came to hang out and watch us.
He has them all.
Oh, that's a very sick bloke.
Yes.
Mr. T was like reminiscing about the night of Horde days, and then the rest of the guys are like,